Shalom, Yashra, Shalom. This is Josh, and I'm gonna do a rather brief Google Hangout slash YouTube stream video, and gonna discuss. It's gonna discuss a couple things, but the first thing I want to get to is Psalms 115. All praises to Yahweh. Amen. 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 With Ruach. And it says Psalms 115. Not for our sake, Yahweh, not for our sake, but for your name's sake. Give glory for your kindness and for your truth. Why should the nations say, where now is their Elohim? Or our God is in the heavens. Our Elohim is in the heavens. Whatever he pleases, he does. Their idols are silver and gold, the handiwork of man. They have a mouth, but cannot speak. They have eyes, but cannot see. They have ears, but cannot hear. They have a nose, but cannot smell. Their hands, they cannot feel. Their feet, they cannot walk. They cannot utter a sound from their throat. Those who make them should become like them. Whoever trusts in them. O Yahshua, trust in Yahweh. Their help and their shield is He. House of Aaron, trust in Yahweh. Their help and their shield is He. You who fear Yahweh, trust in Yahweh. Their help and their shield is He. Yahweh, who has remembered us, will bless. He will bless the house of Yahshua. He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless those who fear Yahweh, the small as well as the great. May Yahweh increase upon you, and upon your children. You are blessed of Yahweh, maker of heaven and earth. As for the heavens are Yahweh's, but the earth he has given to mankind. Neither the dead can praise Elohim, nor any who descend into silence. But we will bless Elohim from this time and forever. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Get it? All right. So what is this psalm saying, if you don't already know? Not for our sake, Yahweh, not for our sake, but for your name's sake, give glory. That's right. For your name's sake, give glory. Okay. Why should the nations say, where now is their Elohim? And it's a dang shame, right? Because not only do the nations say that still, but our own people say that. I've sat back and I've watched some of these so-called commissions who claim to be Egyptians say, where is our power? Where is our Elohim at? You know, just like the other nations, they say that. But the answer is right after that. Our Elohim is in the heavens, right? That's why they can't understand where Yahweh is, because they have no access to heavenly things. They have no access to heavenly thoughts. They have no access. No access meaning they're shut out of heaven. True. Why would they question our power? Why would they question Elohim? Now, the obvious answer would be look around, right? They claim that we believe the same thing as the other nations, as the others around us. They claim that these other people claiming faith in our power, they claim that that's the same power that we worship, right? They claim that they don't see anything, they don't see the handiwork of our power around us. That's what they claim. But why is that? Because they're on earth. They have no access to heavenly thoughts. They have no access to heavenly things. Our God is in the heavens. Whatever he pleases, he does. That's right. Because there's nothing in heaven that bounds our powers. Elohim is free to do, period. But what about their idols? What about their idols? Their idols are silver and gold, the handiwork of man. Now, for someone who doesn't know, who doesn't have access to heavenly things, they're going to read that just for what it says. Their idols are silver and gold, the handiwork of man. You can read that as material things, true, but also it's spiritual concepts. Their ideals, their idols, their idols are silver and gold, right? Meaning that in their minds, the ideas that they have and concepts that they have about who the creator is and what the creator does, it shines to them, and it's to them it's wealthy. It's as silver and gold. But yet, what is that? That's their own handiwork. Hence, that is the handiwork of man. They are allowed to imagine what they will about our creator. But does that mean that they're imagining what our creator says that we should know about? Yeah. So henceforth, the idols that they create in this time, or quote unquote ancient times, were literally statues and idols that were put into their homes and erected as large statues in the land on top of the earth, right? So this is commentary about that. Their idols are silver and gold, the handiwork of man. They have a mouth but cannot speak. Those idols have a mouth but cannot speak. These idols nowadays that are living idols, they have mouths but they can't speak. They can talk, they can make sounds, but it's not speech. Their idols have eyes, but they cannot see. Their idols back then had eyes out of wood and silver and gold, but they can't see because they're not real. But their idols today, which are living idols, human idols, animated idols, have eyes also, but the eyes can't see. The eyes cannot see. Their idols of old have ears. They made fashioned ears on these objects of silver and gold, but those ears couldn't hear, just like the idols they have nowadays. Even their own selves, they might idolize themselves. Henceforth, they have a mouth themselves, but they can't speak. There's no speech coming out of them. They themselves have eyes, but they don't see. They themselves have ears, but they cannot hear. They themselves have noses, but they cannot smell. Just like the idols of silver and gold that is made by their hands. Also, they have noses, but they can't smell. None of Michelangelo's statues can see, hear, speak, or smell. right? Their hands, they cannot feel. Their feet, they cannot walk. They cannot utter a sound from their throat. That's right. None of the things fashioned by their minds, none of the things fantasized by their thoughts, none of the things created by their own fleshy minds or themselves can do any of those things properly. And that is the spiritual lesson from this right here. That's why none of these so-called Cometians and none of these so-called Egyptians, none of these so-called black people, none of these so-called white people can understand the spiritual lessons that Yahweh teaches us. They can't do it. And it's so simple, so simple. Why can't they do it? Because they'd have to look inside themselves. They'd have to look inside themselves and cut down the weeds and prepare their own harvest. They have to cut down and separate the weeds from the chaff. They have to do that to their own self, but they're not doing it because they're lazy. They're lazy for all they're getting, all the getting that they get upon this earth. What do they not get? Wisdom, right? For all the things that they taught, they say, oh, I don't dislike the Torah. I don't dislike the Bible, quote unquote. I just seen that it's plagiarized. It's plagiarized. Okay, well, if it's plagiarized, why are they not producing spiritual lessons to this day with the things that they're offering? All they're doing is getting you, the gullible, to worship deities and principalities and principles. They're inviting you to worship principles, right? Instead of you worshiping the creator of principles, principalities, so that you can get an understanding of order, so that you can get an understanding of what is considered nature, so that you can get an understanding, a grasp, so you can hold on to, you can connect with these principles that are within you that constitute you as a creation. So you can better understand what goes on within. You don't hear any of that from the conscious, so-called conscious community. Now, I'm not going to speak as far as everyone, on the globe, especially in our state of captivity, because wisdom, it's not confined to just books. All right, so many can get wisdom, right? Many can get wisdom. There's plenty of wisdom out there. Wisdom permeates many books, many so-called cultures, even many nations, right? But with wisdom comes knowledge. But true knowledge does not permeate all cultures and all so-called nations out there. And that's what they would have you believe. True knowledge is only within Yahweh's people. Only. The door has to be shut somewhere. And that is what these other nations can't understand. These Gentiles, so to speak, these Cometians, so to speak. But let me continue, right? And this goes on to say, those who make them, talking about their idols of silver and gold, should become like them, whoever trusts in them. right? So everything that they create with their minds and they fantasize about and they imagine about, they become them, right? So let's take that a bit further. If we're Yashua and we have it in our minds that we serve Yahweh, then that means that we create, we are creating ourselves servants of Yahweh. Servants of Yahweh, well, what does that look like? And that's another point that confounds the nations and that confounds those who don't know and don't have the spirit of Yahweh, don't have the Ruach within them, because they will always try to see, what does that look like? What does that look like? And the whole time they're not actually seeing what that is. They're constantly searching on what that looks like, right? So there comes a point in your life where you have to get tired of having to find out what serving the Most High looks like. There comes a point whenever you see it because you are doing it. Very simple, yet so complex. So complex. It's a shame. And I'm speaking English, right? All praises to Yahweh. Those who make them should become like them, whoever trusts in them. Those who make them shall become like them, right? All the idols that they worship, if they worship any idols, they want to be like Tutankhamun. They want to be like Tutmosis. They want to be like Hatshepsut. They want to be like an Imhotep. They want to be like who? They want to be like Justin Bieber, right? They want to be like Kanye West. They want to be like all these younger cats coming up in the game now that are just offshoots of their same mentality. Now, isn't it ironic how all these new things keep coming out, so-called new things, right? New music, new technology, new. But none of it is taking them to where they're looking for. They still seeking betterment, and they're still seeking some way into what? Because if they knew Yahweh, they will understand that all the things that they seek is here right now, and it's within. That's right. But Yahweh hasn't prepared them. Yahweh has not prepared them. That's right. Psalm 115. And the footnote to that is, may Elohim once again intervene in the affairs of man, so that the idolaters may know him and become as imbued as Yahshua with faith in the true Elohim. That's right. Hallelujah. Right? Right. So peace and blessings. I didn't want to make this too long. And also I wanted to cover, being that I'm a lyricist, all praises to Yahweh, to the Ruach. I consider a lot of MCs out there as my masters. In other words, MCs that I've listened to and that I've heard that that I've learned deeper meanings to how to look at this, right? Because I'm here living, growing, learning, a child of Yahweh. Okay, so I wanted to discuss. There was a particular verse that comes to mind time to time, and it's from an artist named Killer Priest. And I know Killer Priest. There's a lot of subject matter about Killer Priest amongst the so-called Pan-Africans and the so-called Hebrew Israelites and whatnot. I'm not touching on none of that. I'm just touching on what he's known for, which is lyricism. All right, and the dark sayings, as Solomon would say. So there's a song by him and an artist named Genius, aka Jizza. It's called Beneath the Surface. And I want to read you his verse from that song, Beneath the Surface. I'm sorry. Okay. We're going to lead up into it. Here's the hook or the chorus part of the song. It goes, scratch underneath the surface. Where does your purpose lie? It seems our will is worthless, like we're pawns beneath the sky. Fates erased by reason and passions just a whim. Feel empty, so I breathe in, keep myself from giving in. Here's Killer Priest's verse. Love and hatred, moments most sacred, both species, they lay naked in the tombs of the oasis. Think back on niggas I ate with, spent the day with, guns we played with, niggas I relate with. We broke bread. I heard through a vine niggas worked for the Fed. Sent out secretly to take my head. I laid back and meditate to the words they said. Skipped town for a month and grew some dreads. Had a friend tell my family I was dead. Returned at the last fall of the autumn leaf. Operate the plan accordingly in case the feds are recording me. Signed all documents using forgery, cause just a mere thought of me, I'm like Solomon, spoke bluntly, told the world I'm black and calmly. Howls from the grave haunt me, the smell of death's upon me. I dwell in the hills like Gandhi, been in the presence of mad peasants and old kings who sold everything on a quest for God's divine, slept in caves to get a clear mind, who prayed 3 times, when the moon lit and when the sun rise. I met dwellers in the desert, talked to shepherds, been in the mouth of many leopards, felt the death kiss of Satan's mistress, walked through vacant districts. Before religions, I studied pagan scriptures. True philosophers and physicians on the cure missions who harden their hearts towards the weak, sick, and afflicted. Candles lit, gamble with a bitch who made me love her when I touch her. Soft paws hide claws. Bees with sweet honey in their mouth have bitter stingers at their tail. Walk through the chambers of death, take a hold onto hell. Embracing her was like embracing the third rail. And in the chorus, scratch underneath the surface. Where does your purpose lie? It seems our will is worthless, like we're pawns beneath the sky. Fates erased by reason and passions just a whim. Feel empty, so I breathe in, keep myself from giving in. Indeed. So I just like to give thanks and praises to Yahweh, because it's because of Yahweh, simply put, that we have lyrics like this. It's because of Yahweh, simply put, that we are created how we're created. It's because of Yahweh, simply put, that our mind is a ruler over us. It is because of Yahweh, simply put, which our mind destroys us, right? It is because of Yah, simply put, that all righteousness is. Therefore, no wickedness, no evil is of Yahweh. Hallelujah. This is Jah. For those who haven't heard that song, Beneath the Surface, I urge you to listen to it. I just like to share my influences. That's if you've ever heard my lyrics. It's not that I try to be descriptive. It's not that's not why I write. I don't write to try. All right, to convey a vision and a picture, which Yasharal is able to do because we have the Rawak. There's no other people like us. That's why we get disgusted when we see imitations to the truth of Yahweh. As well we should, right? As well we should. Shalom.